Do you put ketchup on food? Or like would you put ketchup on coleslaw?
On coleslaw?
Or in a chicken wing?
I do put ketchup, but I've realized that nowadays, like, I'm a bit more sparing with putting ketchup. Where's Godala? I used to like put ketchup on everything.
On everything. Like if I made you a meal, like if I came and I made you some, I don't know, some lasagna or something, would you put ketchup on that?
Lasagna?
Like Godala
I think Godala would have been like an instinct to put ketchup, but
Are
now
you serious?
I think maybe I'll put a little bit. But I'm thinking about like when you cook chalele oxtail. I don't think I've ever. Maybe I'll put like a little bit of ketchup, but I've never really.
Like, do you put ketchup in umpita?
No.
No?
But I think before I used to do it because maybe the food I was making wasn't flavorful. I don't want us to start talking about Zimbabwean food being bland.
A certain somebody tweeted a city. Do you know one of the foods that I love is inyama, right? All in one thing. I love that so much.
Yeah.
A certain somebody, we will not at him, was like, this is bland though. Yes, hey. I was like, hey, what do you mean it's bland? You know, that is like one of the best combinations.
That's like delicacy.
Yeah,
kinda, right?
If you do it in such a way.
But maybe the person was playing because remember there's been the whole timeline or Zoom.
Yeah. I suppose. And we know that he knows himself. We move. So people stop putting ketchup on food.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the more... Hey, do you know what? I still want a recipe, Galo Cuisine. You remember when we went Boxing Day, your friend?
Boxing
the
Day.
Ghanaians.
Oh, that macaroni cheese.
Not even the macaroni cheese.
Which
the
one?
Stew that they do, like... Do you remember
the one... Which one?
The stew, like... I think it's almost like a stew that's sometimes used for jollof rice. But you know, it was spicy. It had corn, sweet corn. Oh!
Which one? It's sweet corn.
I remember they had loads of food, right?
They
There was
did.
like mac and cheese, there was rice, there was jollof rice, and then there was the stew. Like there was the stew which had
there was
like
no
the chicken.
sweet corn in that stew.
I don't know why I'm thinking, but it was nice. It was banging.
It was good.
I was
It was
like,
good.
I need to learn how to make that.
Yeah, it was tasty.
Until they put it through blender. And, oh my god,
It was nice. It was
very, very nice. But otherwise, welcome to Kelly's Guys podcast with me, Natasha,
and Lodi.
And I sometimes go by Nat.
Or sometimes go by Michelle.
Yes, Michelle. Wagwan, what's going on?
Agula guy. Agula. Just here.
Yeah. Get to know God.
Hashtag. Can I just like seriously? All these people who have like, I was actually looking at the timeline today, and someone was like, what does Lodi do? I was like,
No, but that
hashtag get to know.
But like, give people context. So in our last episode, you came up with the idea like, maybe people can we can do things where people ask us questions and we get to know each other. And I was like, actually, I have a better idea. People can get to know you. But because I just be talking on this podcast.
But that's okay.
And people agreed with me.
Not everybody agreed with you. There's only just a few people.
Well, no one said, Natasha, that is not true.
Ogungu. Say at Love Child was like, every time there's a topic, Oli is quick to say, tell us.
Yes.
We now need you to tell us this time round. Hashtag Kelly's Guys. Hashtag get to know Oli.
Exactly. And then there's somebody else who also agreed with that. I can't find it now. And then Sipho Mudau was like, is it too late to get involved in Get to Know Xoli? And then said, what does Xoli do for a living? Because every time it's brought up in parts, it sounds very cool and very intense. Can you tell us? Whatever you're at liberty.
I'm a professional podcaster.
That's what Samela said.
Right? I was like, yes, I'm a professional podcaster. And I noticed that King Kandoro was like,
Can you see you've avoided that question? You're so good at avoiding.
I am.
It's
It's not called avoiding. It's called deflecting.
How can I do that?
I don't know.
Is it because you don't want to answer that question?
Do you know? I'm not a sharer. Like I'm not.
He said it sounds interesting, but you've said it though.
I have. So I'm not. It's not anything exciting to you.
It is.
How is it exciting?
I think it's like quite a. Like I don't think I could do what you do.
What do I do?
You say what you do.
What do you? This is like Jesus saying to his disciples, "Who do you say I am?" What
you work with? So you're is it called the specialist?
Yeah.
Like, so you work in cancer care.
Yeah.
So you work with people, a lot of people that have ear, nose, throat, ENT.
Close. Head and neck. So it's wider.
Oh, okay. Head and neck cancer.
Yeah.
And sometimes people who are like in end of life.
Yeah, ready. But yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's it basically. So like, that's what I do. That's my specialty.
Specialism.
That's my specialism, yeah. Head and neck cancer. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I've done for the past few years. And to be honest, I think I'm at the stage where I am probably suffering from a little bit of fatigue in giving. Like I feel it's a job that requires me to constantly give. And sometimes when you're giving from an empty cup, I feel a bit guilty in that I don't feel like I'm doing a service to the person who needs who needs a lot more from me at that time. If that makes sense. So it's challenging in that, it's quite, I think you're right, Tipo, it is intense because it's an intense time for somebody. It's intense treatment. Arguably, I'd say it's the second hardest cancer treatment out there because, it's challenging in that it affects your ability to eat, your ability to speak. So you end up very much isolated. So psychologically, it's very tough, And then to top it all off, I also manage 5 other nurses, which I think is, I don't know what's easier. Sometimes I feel, I don't know what's easier, to be honest. I want to ask you, I want to who are well, but I should pay even more. So it's just, so that's what I do in a nutshell. And that's it. That's all I'm disclosing for today. You had me for a good 2 minutes.
I need to get my interviewing skills back. Okay, so on to politics. Oh, and then people were laughing the Shri. Remember we played that show?
I saw that.
Like, we have an eclectic taste in music.
Yeah.
Okay, so now on to politics. So I wanted to talk about this. So in Lesotho, so the Prime Minister, Thomas Thabane, recently announced that he will be resigning as Prime Minister. The latest I heard was he said, by July, but it's unclear whether it will be sooner. So the backdrop of this, right, is that so Thomas Thabane has been Prime Minister from 2017, and his previous wife, so they were not divorced, but I think the divorce had been filed, was murdered 2 days before his inauguration in 2017.
Wow. Okay.
And her name was Lipolelo.
She was shot dead.
She was shot dead.
Yo.
Right, at gunpoint. And an investigation was carried out. And now, Mr. Thabane's wife now has been convicted of her murder.
Plot twist.
Yeah, of her murder, and it appears that he's also about to be charged. So the current wife, who is called Messiah Tabane. So she's recently been convicted, and it appears he's going to be charged because his phone was as part of the investigation, like they found that his phone was, whether his phone or he called someone who was at the scene of the murder or something, so his number is connected.
Jeez.
But this thing, remember, has been going on from 2017, because this woman was shot in 2017.
Yeah.
Right? But he's been prime minister, and it's been kind of like just bubbling. But now he actually announced that he will resign.
Okay.
And actually today, when I say today, Monday the 24th, they went before court, and his lawyers told the court that, he cannot be charged on the murder of his estranged wife, because his position as prime minister makes him immune from prosecution. So what we know is that I was reading somewhere that Lesotho is a constitutional monarchy, right? Because we know that they've got the monarchy. It's very similar to the UK, where they've got the monarchy, and then they've got like a parliament with the prime minister, right? And apparently in the constitution, the king cannot be charged with a crime,
right?
But it's unclear
whether
the prime minister can be. So yeah,
That's
I was
very
like, this reads like dynasty.
It does. And so his wives are also quite young.
Yeah.
So they're like, Messiah is like 42. How old was Lipolelo?
I think she was, let me check, she was 50 something, but they had been married, they were married from 1987.
Oh, so married for a very long
They
time.
had been married for a while, from 1987, and the divorce was filed in 2017.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just before?
No, sorry, in 2012.
Oh, right.
But it looks like she was also like into politics. She had made a case against him.
Oh, really?
So that because although they were estranged, she was not, they were not divorced, right? They were not officially divorced. And then she had gone to the court so that she would be the one who's recognized as the first lady,
right?
Not this new one.
Right.
Because at the time, he and his current wife were living together, but they were not yet married. So from what I understand is they got married like 2 months after he became prime minister, which is literally 2 months after his estranged wife was shot dead.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And what's going to happen now, apparently, so it went in front of a court, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this poor magistrate being brought this case. So the magistrate has then referred this on to the High Court, and my understanding is that we'll go to the Constitutional Court. And I was like, hey, this is such a busy time for the Constitutional Court in Southern Africa.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Interesting.
So no, I just thought this was a very interesting story. Obviously, there are real people behind this, and real families affected by this, but it will be great to see like real justice actually be served. So it's a story that I will be. You never really hear stuff from Lesotho like a lot, right? Yeah.
I think was it them who they have like Twaini, that's that blanket or the
from the lamb.
Yeah, I remember
sheepskin or something.
Was it sheep?
I'm not sure if it's sheep or lamb skin.
Yeah, but they have these special the blankets and stuff that they make, that the Chinese went there and were like taking over like their factories and charging them, not charging them, but paying them peanuts and then paying them peanuts, number one, and then exporting the goods out of Lesotho and charging crazy amounts of money. Yeah. So I remember there was a bit of uproar about that. That was months. And maybe even last year sometime. So yeah, you don't really hear a lot from there.
Yeah. No, so it's. I was just like, I can imagine the movie being made. I
It would
can
be an
imagine
interesting one.
the movie being made. But yeah, this is definitely one to watch. Maybe if you guys are listening and you guys are from Lesotho or you live there or you know more about this than we do, please definitely like hit us up and let us know what you
For
think.
sure. For sure.
Uh-huh. Okay. So okay. So we were talking about like at the top of the episode we talk about like getting to know Xolie and all that. So it kind of got me thinking. So there was something that I've seen online. So Red Table Talk, Auntie Jada, right? So apparently there's a card game, which I think is by a separate company, but there was a card game where it was like a red Table Talk card game, which is called We're Not Really Strangers. Right. And the purpose of the card game is to get to know people. Right. Get to know people. So it could be getting to know someone who is a stranger. And apparently, people use that for like first dates and, just getting to know somebody that you don't really know. And there's another pack, which is more about connection, which is actually, you ask questions of someone that you actually know, but there's questions that dig a bit deeper. Then there's another pack which is a bit more like the intimate whatever. So we are cheap here, we don't have money, so I don't have the card game, but then I wanted us to do something that is inspired by it, right?
Yeah.
And what Colin and I talked about was just asking each other questions. That we both have to answer, and Colin definitely has to answer, right?
But we said that there was how many questions?
So there's only one question. So you only have one chance to say no. I'm not answering this question. Right? So you only have one chance to say, I am not answering this question. And so you only have one chance, nothing. But if you don't give satisfactory answers,
so I've got questions I need to ask you as well. Yeah,
it's both.
Yeah.
It's both of us, right? So whoever doesn't get it right will have to, personally, I want Nando's.
Nando's.
Yeah, I want you to buy me Nando's. Like if you don't give me satisfactory answers.
But no, what determines a satisfactory answer?
I
just went.
I will. So you hear the game. So guys, listen to this, and I would like you to also like just take out note of some of these questions, and it play along with us, and would like you to let us know how it goes. So we're trying a thing. So, Xolie, do you want to start?
No, you start. Because I need to know what angle you're going with your questions. So are you reading from the game, or are you making these up?
So some of them I took them, like I said, because I'm cheap, right? Because I don't have the actual card game. So some of the questions I took from like questions I heard like people on YouTube who were playing the game asking, and some of them I just kind of made up. Okay. Okay, my question to you.
You can literally feel the air is tense.
Because I don't want to start with the my question to you. Are you happy right now?
Am I happy right now? Yes. Ish.
Why the ish?
I think it's just like I explained earlier to you that I'm struggling with the whole giving. I feel a bit empty at the moment, and I feel like I'm giving from an empty cup. And I was telling you about, so I got a message today that kind of like, I was just like, okay, from somebody from back home, they said, oh, we money, right? And I was just like, oh, I need like a test, but in my head, I was like, I'll do something month end. But I said, I need that right now. And I left it at that. And then the next thing I see typing, I was like, oh, okay. Maybe they're going like, oh, when you get it, just let us know, kind of thing, or something like that. And they were like, oh, I was like,
Gosh. Yeah.
I was like, but which part of like right now did you not understand? So I was just like, oh, I feel like sometimes I'm trying to learn to. I always put myself second to other people. So I always feel like, sometimes I feel like I need to learn how to appreciate that my feelings are valid too.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But yeah, so that is me. When was the last time you had sex?
Sorry, what?
When was the last time you had sex?
Is this your question to me?
Yes.
Have I ever had it anyway?
I forget you're a Virgin Mary.
Okay, my question.
But you didn't answer the question. So wait, you didn't answer the question. No, I'm asking my personal questions first. Then I'm going to go to the card games.
My answer is: have I even ever had it?
That's not a satisfactory answer. I'm not satisfied with that answer.
Huh?
I'm not satisfied with that answer.
Huh. My sister, I can't answer this question.
Okay, well, I'm not satisfied with that answer. So it's either if you had answered satisfactory, how do you satisfactory?
But how would you know?
I know.
What do you mean you know?
I know.
You don't know. I hate you. What do you mean?
Whose name are you looking for in your Insta story views? I like that.
Oh my God.
At them.
I can't.
Okay. But
I do. I will literally there will be 200 views of my Insta story and I will.
Can you
there used to be 2.
Okay, I think I know.
You know one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this still the one?
No, now I don't care.
So who is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I used to look for his one.
Yeah.
But
so
then he never used to come on Insta
stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then now.
Who?
Huh?
Who now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I added him on my Instagram.
So relationship ako Insta stories.
No, please. So now I will look. But then I realized I was like, oh, I don't want to now censor what I'm posting.
Oh, okay. Because he's there.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'm satisfied with that answer.
Okay. What is your most toxic trait?
I'm insecure.
Really?
Yeah. I am.
I would not. I would never.
Yeah, I hide it well. You need to drop several layers to reveal it. Yeah, I am.
Does it make you do stuff
No, it's outwardly I wouldn't do anything. I would. It's more of an inner battle. So I question things, question myself. So there's a lot of brain thinking in overactive thinking. I can possibly say.
Really? I would never in a million years.
Yeah,
if somebody had said pick insecure, and I would never have.
I think. Do you know? I know that I am very. I know I come across quite strong, but yeah, it's one of my. I have issues.
I think you're probably working on it.
I am definitely. I definitely,
because I look up to you as someone who has very high esteem. I wish I could be like Xolie.
I do. Yeah. But it's an element of I love myself, so and I've learned to love myself in the past I'd say last few years, I've just genuinely learned to love myself. So I do put myself like the way I hold myself in my head is to a high, but then I think in a relationship, then I sometimes fall. That's one thing where I sometimes fall back on. What about yourself is hardest to admit?
Whew. What about myself is hardest to admit? I don't know if I feel like I don't know if this is an answer, but that I don't have the answers. Like I feel like for me right now, I'm at the point of like I spend all weekend literally in bed because I was like, you know what? I don't know anymore. Like, because I used to be quite a methodical person, like a planner, like very, like, give me a task, give me like, okay, this is how we get from this to that. But then like there's just certain things that I'm just like, oh, Natasha, you don't really know as much as you don't have the answers, you don't have the solutions. Like I don't know. I don't know. Does that answer?
That it doesn't really
like that. I feel like I'm clueless. Like I feel like I'm.
All right.
I'm like I. I think I used to be like that.
Right.
Like, I used to feel like I know it all.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Type thing. But now I'm like,
actually, I don't.
Like no. I'm just like I don't know anything.
Okay.
Have you ever told someone you loved them and didn't really mean it?
Probably I have when I was younger. I think, because if someone has come out and said it first and you don't want to, then
hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you'd say to you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. To be honest, I can't. I can't say. So what are you currently working through that others don't see?
My unhappiness.
You're unhappy?
Yeah.
Why? Can you pinpoint things that are making you unhappy?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share them or not on air?
You know.
I do know. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an element of grounding yourself. And I know there's something that you're working on. Again, there's an element, and I say to you time and time again that there's an element of grounding yourself. You need to be an anchor to your own life. And remind yourself of what is good about now. Because there's a lot of good things that are happening and a lot of good things that will happen in the future. Sometimes it's just hard to believe, but we need to learn how to be patient. Easy for me to say. I know, and you say that to me. Like, it's easy for you to say because of this, and that. But even where I am right now, I know that I can tell you that even with what I have, there's still, you always want more, basically. So we need to learn to be satisfied about satisfied with what we have. And I think that's the hardest. That's the hardest thing.
Yeah. I think it's hard because I feel like one of my purposes in life is to share joy. And like, I feel really happy making other people happy. And I was thinking about this, how, like, I think sometimes people who are, I don't know what the right word is, like extroverted or whatever, like, we really crash like so hard, like on our own.
Yeah. It's the same for introverted people. I crash too. I'm crashed right now.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes it's like, because you give like
yeah.
And your default is like
yeah.
Like, oh, like Nat is always happy. Like, Nat is always.
But which is why you need to find ways to look after yourself.
Yeah.
And you need to identify those and work on them. And
that's the thing. It's like, I feel like I don't have enough people that can like just like hold me. Like,
listen, we all don't have a lot of people to hold us.
I know. But it's fine. Like I'm okay now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, but I crashed this weekend.
Oh really? Yeah. Maybe it's just the time. I feel the same, you know. Yeah. Maybe you should come around this weekend. I'll make you oxtail. Somebody's meant to be coming to sort out my table.
Oh, okay.
Or hopefully they can do it this weekend. I'll check. So come round. Let's chill.
Okay.
We'll have some wine.
Okay, I'll come.
Loads of it.
Okay, I'll come.
But remember that you are loved. In all things, remember that you are loved by many. And you bring such joy, you know, even when you do not feel joyous. You bring joy. You radiate it.
Is it me asking now? Or?
I don't know. I think it's me asking, isn't it?
No, I think it's me asking. What would your 14-year-old self not believe about you today?
Oh my gosh. I won't believe where I am right now. My 14-year-old self. Like, my childhood was I grew up in a very typical family, typical Ndebele family. In that, you know, we weren't really allowed to, you didn't really speak about anything. I think my 14-year-old self would be like, wow, you speaking. They would be like, oh my goodness, you're actually speaking on a podcast? Like, what? You?
Yeah.
Somebody who never used to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Last one?
I think 4 more minutes and then.
Okay. I saw a good one earlier. Let me look on here. What do you need to hear right now?
What do I need to hear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Two things. One, like, it will be okay. And two, like, I've got it handled. Like, in the sense that I feel like I just carry so much. And like, for example, I've been dealing with this issue with my insurance and stuff, with the flat, what, and it's been taking such a toll, like just, you know, sometimes it's like the paperwork, like you have to contact the insurer, you have to contact the contractor, you have to contact this. And I've actually been talking to our friend, like, and just sharing, like, with him, not that he's doing anything, but like just share, because you'd be like, there's not many people I can even like burden with it, right? like sharing with, okay, now they want this. Now bathi bafuna X thousands, what. Now insurance bathe bavuma njani. And I just tell him, because I'm in my mind, I'm like, this job is for a man. I don't care what people say. Like I'm like, it's so, like I'm dealing with so and to be honest, I can do it and it's fine, but it just feels like so. And the thing is, it's like the people that I talk to on a daily basis, I'm probably really on a consistent basis talk to max 4 people. But I'm like, I can't burden like, I can't burden people with my
things,
my things and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Well, it is going to be okay. And things will work out.
yeah.
That's for sure. That's a given.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I understand that, like, completely. I do.
Oh, my question to you. So one more question each. When was the last time you cried?
Ooh. I don't remember. Jeez. I remember crying not so long ago. But I've forgotten why. I remember just feeling overwhelmed, and I remember I was lying in bed. I've forgotten what exactly had happened. But I think I'm the sort of person who, like, I can carry a lot of things. And I think it's one of those things that happens as you know, from my family, people look to me for things, and I can carry other people and other people's issues. But it just could be one little thing, like, I can feel maybe unheard or unseen. And it's always just something to do with me. And then that kind of will break me, and I'll just have a little cry, and then I'll be fine. Crying is good. So one. What are you most grateful for in this current moment?
That's a good one. What am I most grateful for? Family. I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for freedom, to be honest.
What does freedom mean to you?
I'm kind of grateful that I'm at the point where I can do a lot of what I want. And I feel like I don't do that enough. I don't utilize that enough. So I think I need to really make bold decisions, travel more, because I think I have nothing that kind of, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I'm not answerable to anyone.
Okay. I like that. Okay, when we started, I tweeted this. I said, what questions do you want to know, Nat? So I've got 2 questions, which I think you can fill out, which you can answer.
You tweeted about asking me.
So thank you at Mtandazo N, who says, when is she entering mainstream politics? So when are you entering mainstream politics?
To be honest with you, right now, never.
Never. Okay.
But I would have I would have loved to, but I don't where, how.
Okay.
Like in Zim, like how do you even like? But my dream is to run a political campaign in my lifetime. That's one of my biggest dreams. But I feel very frustrated that I can't do that in Zim. I also feel a little bit frustrated. Well, the thing is, if you go down the British politics route, like maybe be a councillor or something like that, because I do have a heart for public service, but I feel like you can't. I don't know. I feel like you can't represent different countries. Like you either have to be like, I'm serving Zimbabweans, right? Or if you go down like the British route, you have to serve that country. I feel like that.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm just replying to him.
I can't believe it. But then I should have been the one who asked that.
Well, I'm a professional interviewer. Then the last question is from Sipo Mutau. Sipo, who says, are you a professional podcaster?
We're heading there, not
heading
yet.
There. And he says, and what's your all-time favorite book?
Half of a Yellow Sun by
Half of Yellow
Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
Lovely. Okay.
So I have one more question for you because you did this whole thing you didn't tell me. So one question quickly. What do you think our most important similarity is?
You and I. That we want to be Googleable in the future.
I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you actually said that.
Is it not true?
It's true, but I mean, we're supposed to be humble.
We are humble. But we eat a lot of humble pie.
Remember, that's the first thing when we met. I was like, this is all cute.
Yeah.
But
it's about leaving a legacy.
Exactly.
It's about being that person to like, ubani, umtaka bani. You know?
See, that's what motivates me. So I think I think you and I, when I was is our sense of creating a legacy. And I think it has to do a lot with losing our moms at a young age. So you kind of feel that additional pressure to like really like do life for two people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
that
Connie,
was
for
fun.
being a good sport. That was interesting.